Struggle City! Come struggle with us, yeah!
Hey guys, welcome to Struggle City.
We improved our song.
Isn't it an improvement?
Yeah.
We are improving every time.
At least Dave didn't have to go, yes, now. You just jumped into it.
Again.
Yes. You're right there.
I'm not dead yet.
Don't die. The Struggle City doesn't offer health insurance.
Oh, I
We don't
know.
have a hospital.
We have a clinic, but the homeless guy named Steve works there.
We have a struggle hospital.
And to be frank, I will just turn you into food.
Here we go.
We have a contract, and I haven't got rid of the contract, and Dave signed the contract as a witness. Therefore, you are not allowed to do anything to me.
All right,
You
so this
have
is
to
a
care. I have your
continuation.
Of
name.
the previous one where we
Yeah.
were talking about our first adventures with certain
Yeah,
topics.
and I also want to put out there that this is episode number 10. We are in the double digits. Double digits, guys.
Double
Yay.
digits.
Double digits. Got 2 of them. All right. 2 of them. 2 digits. 1 and a 0.
I mean, technically, it's not really 2 digits because 0 is nothing.
You're
You're
nothing.
raining on his parade.
You're
No.
nothing.
I agree. But there's still 2 numerals.
Fair enough.
There's 2 spaces.
Anyway,
Okay.
I had to
so
press 2 buttons to get this one in.
Ooh.
And then there's 1 additional button.
so continuing with part 1,
Yeah.
we're going off of first date and first kiss, and moving on to first time ever getting caught doing any sexual acts.
Yes. this
I
be
will not be
embarrassing.
participating in this one.
So Dom's gonna sit this one out. So it's gonna just be me, Casey, and Dave. So gentlemen, would you like to start?
Should I go first?
Yeah.
Mine's substantially less creepy than the last story I
Oh
shared.
God. Here we
Oh
go.
goodness.
Go for it.
So this wasn't necessarily the first time me getting caught having sex. This is just like the first time a parent has walked in, per se.
Okay.
So this was... Hang on, I gotta get the number down.
Number.
2 girlfriends ago.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, wait a minute. Like 2 girlfriends at the same time.
Yeah, two ago.
Okay.
One walked in on the other, and they were like, "Yeah, all right, I'll join."
I mean,
Do what you gotta do. Just sit in the corner.
Hey.
okay. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, I can't totally remember if we had just wrapped up having sex, but we were both naked in bed, and her mom comes into the room, and for some reason, I panic.
Naturally.
Because we're both under the covers, but we're both naked, so it's fine. And the room, I think the room was dark, but for some godforsaken reason, I panic, and I pretend to be asleep. I just close my eyes and pretend to snore for some fucking reason.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness, this is great actually. Oh.
And they both just look at me like, seriously? We're not stupid. Apparently I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. How old are you?
31.
No, were you? He's not 31. For clarification, Missy keeps saying that Casey's 31.
'Cause he
He is not. He's
31.
turning 31 next September.
actually gonna be
He's
turning
currently
32
30.
next September.
This September.
This September.
This September, he's going to be turning 31. I'm sorry. He is currently 30, but she likes to pretend that he's not. He is. Clarification.
But if I
How
remember
old were you?
correctly, like 22 or 23?
Okay. So old enough to,
No better.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
that's me. Winning.
So
Hashtag winning.
this was before Joe and I were like official, and because we started off with being friends with benefits, and so he came over to my house one day, and we tell this story very differently. Now mine is the truth, and he will argue.
Oh my
this is
goodness.
the truth. And according to
Joe, I hope
me-
you listen to this.
I do
I'm on
too.
your side.
Hey.
It was totally yours is true. Go
Oh
ahead.
my God. Well, listen. Here's how this went down. We were in my house. We were in my room. We were getting busy. And
Getting busy.
I thought, because this is what happened, that my clock was fast or slow. One of those.
I mean,
But the
it's
time was wrong because my
Yeah.
mom comes home every day from work at 4:00, and so yeah, it would have been slow. So it was probably like 3:30 on my clock, and all of a sudden we hear the front door shut, and Joe's car is in the driveway in her spot, and most likely, and so she knows that somebody's here, and she's never seen this car before, and so we're panicking. I'm naked. He's under the covers,
Were
doing
you
stuff to me.
above the covers?
I was above the covers.
Oh.
Yeah. Granted, okay, so I was able to like grab the covers and like pull them over me so my mom didn't see anything.
Yeah.
But like his first thought was to like hide in between my legs under the covers. So my mom opened
He's
the
so
door.
much taller than
Well,
you, too.
worst comes to worst, he could just start crawling up and hide inside you.
Ew. Jesus, no.
This is... Oh, don't listen to
So-
Casey ever.
She comes in, she slams the door, she screams, "Get out!" And we're just like, oh my god. And so he gets dressed, I walk into the door, and
Wait,
we're
did
like,
she comes into your room and
Yeah.
screams, "Get out!" to
Yeah,
him?
Yeah.
How did she... I mean, I guess you
Yeah.
did see him. He's
Yeah.
not tiny.
Mm-mm.
No, okay, keep going.
Yeah, so he eventually leaves, and I tell him, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so scared, she's gonna yell at me, this never happened before. And then I'm like, okay, what can I do to make this better? And so I start doing like dishes in the kitchen, hoping to be like, no, I'm just doing this. And she's like, what were you thinking?
Wash away your shame.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just like, I'm 17. Like, this is what teenagers do. You know what I mean? And now we've been together for over 7 years, so who cares?
Woo woo.
So that did not go very well. Now, recently, his mom walked in on us actually engaging. And that was bad because we weren't like in the bed. We were like standing. Getting kind of graphic.
Just a little
But
bit.
she opened the door and we had the lights off and his back was to her and then my back was to her, so like she couldn't see much.
Was he coming at you from
just butts.
What?
I don't want to
The
get
beast-
too graphic.
The beast with
Okay,
two
anyway.
backs.
So we heard the door and we were like, oh my god, and so like we both kind of froze and like jumped into the bed and then like tried to get under the covers, and by that time she had already shut the door and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then she's like, are you guys decent now? And I was like, we're just under the covers, like we're not clothed. And then she comes in.
You didn't pretend to be asleep.
No, I didn't. But so she comes in and she sits down on the bed while we're both naked under there. And she's like, don't worry, I just saw Joe's tuchus. And then she's talking to us like about her day and about all of these like things that she bought on sale. And I'm just like, go away. Like, I love you, but go away. Like, that was so bad.
That's great.
Yeah, so beat that. So that's pretty bad.
I literally can't.
Well, what's yours?
My brother walked in on me once.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No, it's not that bad.
Because
I
he
didn't-
joined in.
Oh my god.
That would be bad.
That would be horrible.
So,
There's really. He just left.
He just turned
Did
around
you
and walked
see
out. Were you
anything?
in the throes? Like you were
He's
In the
literally-
throat.
in the throes? Yes, I
saw the
love that
skin, and then
phrase.
he was
In
like,
the
"Oh, sorry, Dave,"
throes.
and he left.
okay.
What's wrong with
Were
the
you-
phrase
were
"in
you
the
under
throes"?
the
Casey,
So
it's a
it's
cool
nothing.
phrase.
It's so dramatic.
So
It
he
is.
was under the covers, so that's better.
Yeah, I mean, my story is nothing on either of yours.
Yeah, I think I win that one.
Yeah,
He just
mine's
leaves.
sheer stupidity.
Yeah, you.
That's almost as good as
Oh,
my
God.
my story with Abby previously.
Mm.
Just pure stupidity.
Yeah.
And you'll just have to go listen to that one to find out.
They hopefully already have.
Yeah. But if not.
That came first.
Yeah. But if not. Speaking of stupidity. Okay, so that was pretty embarrassing and detailed for our first topic of
Yeah.
this episode.
Start
So
off
let's
strong.
move on.
Let's break up that awkwardness with our first breakups or our first really
Good
awkward
segue.
breakup. I'm getting better at this.
That
It only
was
took 10
great.
episodes, but I'm getting better at this.
Oh goodness.
All right, first breakup. Who's
Or-
talking about these?
Or even
Ye,
like
me, Dave, and Casey.
Okay.
or even like
Unless you have one you want to participate
I'm
in.
good.
like really like weird, awkward breakups that you feel are were significant to you. Because at this point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Alright.
We've overshared as is.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
This
So-
is the get to know us episode.
We're
Dave-
very open people.
We very are. Dave, would you like to go first?
Yeah,
my
I
friend?
guess I'll go first.
All
'Cause
right.
you went
Good.
last.
You're gonna make me look like an asshole. That's fine. Alright, so my first girlfriend, I was like 15-ish. And it wasn't that serious. We were going out for like 9 months. I was getting bored. And I was kind of over it. I was already very much in control of that kind of relationship, but in an unhealthy way. And it wasn't my fault. She was just very submissive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was an interesting dynamic. But one morning I had an all-nighter over my buddy's house playing video games as sophomores do. And then I get a text from her because she was pestering me all night and I got annoyed. And I said, I'm done. We're done. And then she stopped texting me for 6 hours. And like 7 o'clock in the morning, she texted me, are we really done? I'm like, yeah, I guess we are. And this was all through text message. I never saw her again. And then my other friends started dating her later on down the line.
That's awkward.
It was something. I warned them that she was something else. But yeah, that's my breakup.
It's kind of harsh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm owning that.
Never did that again. But I felt like an asshole afterwards, and I felt horrible, but at the same time, I was happy that I was done.
Yeah. I mean, it's, it's not always meant to be.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Don't regret it, but because it got me to where I'm at now.
Exactly.
So,
And now you're much happier.
Oh, significantly.
Nah, you're happy with your significant other. Okay. Oh, there's
You
a cat in the
sound
room.
like there's a cat in the room. You sound like a Tina.
All right. Who's next? Please save me from this.
I can go next.
Yeah, go ahead.
Doesn't matter. My very first breakup. It was the only one that was like significant because my second breakup, it just kind of like I cried and then I forgot about it. That one wasn't really too bad. My first breakup was with my first boyfriend, and it was really long, drawn out. But the relationship had kind of like just become a mess. So he wanted to break up, and that kind of, in hindsight, it was the right thing to do. But then he was like, oh, we can still be friends. And children, just a heads up, you can most likely, most of the time, on a regular relationship, you probably won't be able to stay friends after the breakup. Just heads up.
Yeah,
it
there's too much
usually
there.
doesn't work. Some cases are fine, but other cases are not. And this was not one of those times because it just kind of turned into a, let's still have some of the benefits and be friends. And then it turned into, well, now I'm really over you, so I'm just going to, tap out and not tell you what's going on. And I'm not going to talk to you anymore for no reason. Or just not explain what's going on because this breakup was like really, really long over the summer process, and it should have just been, okay, we need to stop talking to each other. Not, let's, mess around for another, like, couple months, and then
finally.
And then drop out on me. So it was just long. It was my first one, so it was really, I cried a lot. It just didn't make any sense. You even whenever you break up, I mean, you can try and be friends again, but, give yourself some time, especially if it's been a long relationship, a year or more. Just give yourself time to get over it first, because it just doesn't work if you're like, oh yeah, let's still be friends. That doesn't work. No.
Or just
Nope.
pull a David and just do it over text message. Rip off that Band-Aid real quick.
Yeah.
Do that. Just don't do Dave. Don't be Dave. And don't be me.
Man,
Don't
if I
try
had-
and be friends right after. Give it time.
If I had $1 for every time I heard "Don't be Dave," I'd.
So, Casey, what's the moral of your breakup story? Your turn.
There's really no moral.
That doesn't surprise me.
We were just each other's first for just about everything. Our first intimate encounter started with a punch to my face,
Love it.
and the breakup started the same way.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's basically it.
Interesting.
Pretty simple.
Why did she punch you in the face?
Which time?
the first time?
We were playing a game and I wasn't letting her win.
Ah, yes.
And it just kind of...
Face.
I don't know how to explain it.
That should have been the moment you realized that the relationship wasn't going to work.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Well, I don't do smart things.
I know.
We've noticed.
I don't do smart things.
What? Who just made that noise?
Both of us. He did
my
one and I did the
God.
other.
I'm like watching this video and I was like, oh my God, what happened?
I don't
Wow.
do smart things.
No, I guess not.
But they're hilarious, man.
They are
They are great.
I'm good for that at least.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely solid for a
But yeah,
good
it
laugh.
was just a punch to the face, and we stared at each other, and then just kind of fucked.
So that's how that works.
Yeah.
I've been doing
Yep.
it wrong for years.
Oh God.
I mean, it wasn't the healthiest of relationships, but
No.
Well, a punch
No.
to start it, a punch to finish it. At least it was cyclical.
I'm all for,
Went
I'm all
around
for
full
cycles.
circle.
Yeah, I'm all
Yep,
for
there you
that.
go.
Yeah.
But God help me if the day I ever have a healthy relationship.
You'll get there. Oh.
Yeah, you're fine. You're all right.
And
There's just
is
that one
beating
time I
him.
dressed up as a clown and surprised you.
Huh.
Wait,
No,
really?
you didn't.
No.
No, he's messy. He never did that.
No, she would have just died on the
Between you
spot.
and me, Casey, we gotta do that.
No.
I'll protect you.
No, you. You'll
can't
have
even
to pay
say
for my funeral because you will be the ones that
Funeral?
killed me. Yeah, funeral.
Not even
Because I will be
therapy,
dead.
funeral.
Nope, funeral. That straight in the ground. You have not seen me with a clown. Oh my God, it was. You have seen me with a clown.
We
It was
have seen
awful.
you.
Yes.
Would
Yeah.
that be premeditated murder then?
Yes.
Getting
No.
away
It would
with
be.
murder.
And everybody's listening to it, so they have witnesses. I have.
They have witnesses.
I have witnesses.
They are witnesses.
All tens of you.
But here's the thing:
Yeah.
it can't be murder if they don't find the body.
Casey, I have a contract.
You're dead.
You,
The
Is that-
contract's
is
null
that
and void.
true?
I have
They
it written
can-
on there
This
that it
podcast.
says after I die, you can't. And I have your name written on it. I have a witness's name. Don't test me.
Well, there. Hopefully,
Back
Casey
in
will just
part
die
one,
before
you
you. Then.
admitted to
Hopefully, he
cannibalism.
will. I mean, he's 31,
You're
for
right.
God's sakes.
I know. He is 31.
Okay. And moving on.
So now that I need a drink after that conversation,
That one you tried a little too hard.
Yeah,
but
really.
I really do need a drink.
We're talking
Moving on
about-
to first time ever being drunk.
Or drinking.
Or drinking.
You don't have to be intoxicated to have fun, kids.
any type of. This
It
is true,
helps.
but any
Yeah,
type
look at
of-
me. I'm always drunk and I've not even had one drop of alcohol.
I love that about you, though.
Thank you.
It's a lot of fun.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
It makes me happy. It makes life a lot more fun because I don't even need have no effort.
Absolutely.
What is going on downstairs?
You good there?
It's fine.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay.
It'll
So-
it's
It's fine.
it's
Okay.
like salt and pepper to the podcast.
Yeah.
The banging downstairs.
Oh, boy, you never
Pretty
know
much.
what's gonna happen.
We apologize. There's maintenance going
don't.
on in our lower area of the building.
just sounds really wrong.
Okay, so I will go first.
Okay.
My
If you
first time ever having an alcoholic beverage was a story that I had told previously in a podcast. My dad giving me sips of his beer. So that was
I thought
back
you were gonna
then.
say cough syrup.
Well, I mean,
How to get drunk when you're 12.
yeah, I was younger than that. But so the first time I ever got drunk and was uncomfortable about it was my boyfriend and I don't know why I called him that, Joe and I went to our friend's party. And I didn't know a lot of the people there. They were mostly his friends at the time. And so I didn't really know what drunk was at the time. So I had one beer. And our mutual friend who was there decided she was going to make me a drink. And she was already, like, wasted. So she put, like, a splash of orange juice in a cup and filled the rest of it up with vodka. And-
Screwdriver.
The proper way of making a screwdriver.
Yeah.
The proper way. So I took one sip of that and I was like, whoa, this is disgusting. And then I was, like, a little dizzy. And then I thought, oh, my God, I'm drunk. And so I went to sit in the living room and I was on the couch and I was looking for Joe. And all of a sudden I see Joe walk in. And then I see our other friend, his name was Saj. He walked in. Yeah, Saj.
First name Moss.
Oh.
too.
Don't worry,
That
I
was
got it about the
great.
same time you did.
Oh, that
My
was
brain
wonderful.
It's a good
Ma?
slow burn.
No, so
Or a
okay.
slow rub.
Okay.
Ooh,
So
hey.
he came in, and they started hugging, and just being like, "Oh yeah, you guys are so great, and we're friends and whatever." And I start crying, and I freak out, and Joe's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What happened?" And I was like, "Saja's gonna steal you away from me." And I was just in my head, like I had it that like he was just gonna marry Joe and be with Joe, and I was just gonna be left out in the cold. So that was, and we still make fun of it actually. So that was just awful. And it was so funny. And then the next morning we went out for breakfast. Everybody was hungover as shit.
Yeah.
Except me, because I wasn't really drunk. So then the actual first time I got drunk, I don't remember who I was with. Not because I was like blackout drunk or anything, just because I have a shitty memory. But now I actually know what it's like to be drunk. So, and these people have all seen me drunk. So
Oh my goodness.
can attest.
Yep.
I took you day drinking.
You're a very responsible student,
I'm a great student. I get A's.
you little bitch.
I know. But yes, Casey has taken me day drinking, as has Dom. Like, we went out and got drinks a couple different times.
Yeah,
like,
we
at
have,
12
but
o'clock.
I didn't go with you, and though I wish I would have just gone with you because it would have been so much more fun to go day drinking when you were that drunk and you
Oh.
were sitting at a table saying hi to everybody.
Oh, no, she wasn't sitting in a table.
She was
sitting
I said on the table.
Okay.
She was on the table.
Yeah.
She was
I
on
remember.
Yeah, several tables.
So that was my first time.
She was sauced up.
Just a
Saucy.
bit. After one.
Who
One
wants to
and a
go?
half, first of all, we already went over this, and it was a Long Island. There's all the liquor in there.
There really
All the
are.
players.
All the clears. Exactly. So shut
I
the
know.
fuck up.
Ugh.
All right,
God.
Ugh.
who's next?
All right, Napoleon.
Who is next?
I guess I'll go next.
Go
I
ahead.
can go. I don't care.
I don't care either.
Rock paper scissors shoot
Alright,
right
fine.
now.
Oh my god. Go.
So the first drink I ever really had, I was about 13 or 14.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin's friends had brought over beer. And that was my first beer.
Ooh.
I couldn't tell you the first time I got drunk because I really don't remember that.
Is that because you were blackout drunk, or
Yes.
because you were okay?
Oh, I know I got shitty.
Okay.
Which took a lot because I was a big fat fuck then. But I did have a first with it the other week because this was the first time I got drunk with my sister.
That's
Aw.
right. That's right. Hi,
Aw.
Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
It was nuts. We went through
Yeah.
No, I think 7 by
You
the
went
time.
through 7, and
I think
you
by the
didn't
time we
text
ended
me
the
about
night.
the last one.
I don't remember the last one all of it. To be
Fair
totally
enough.
honest.
You made a couple of unsavory jokes to me.
Yeah, he had texted me too.
Yeah.
Feel
You
left
made
out. You
one.
should have made unsavory
And then
jokes
you
to me, and a little left out over here.
You made one unsavory text to me, and then you stopped texting after I responded to that with another unsavory joke.
I don't remember that. It's probably sitting in my phone, but I don't fucking remember.
Oh goodness.
I wouldn't say it out loud.
Why not? Was it good?
It was good, but not on the internet.
Not on the internet.
No, everything is fine on the internet.
Continue with your story.
But that was it. It was just
That was it?
Oh.
because that's the perks of recently meeting your sisters. You get to have a lot of firsts.
That's really
That's
sweet.
true.
Aw, that's
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah,
It was
that's
good bonding time.
It was super good bonding time.
Lynn, we would like to know your
Opinion.
experience
Yeah,
from that.
go ahead.
Leave us a
comment,
comment.
please.
Yeah,
Down
leave
below.
us a comment.
be a first. Be a first comment here on Castbox.fm.
Do you want to go next, or you want me to go next?
You can go next.
Okay.
I have 2.
All right.
So.
So
Oh. I just read it.
I, like the good square I am, didn't start drinking till after I turned 21
How do you know what a
because
square is? Because you clearly didn't know earlier.
Well, she's a math
parking
major,
lot.
so I'd hope she knows.
Well, if
different type of square, my friend. Different type of square.
L7.
She really struggled.
I an L7 weenie. I am a square, and I proudly stand by that term. I didn't start drinking till I was 21 because I didn't feel like getting pulled over by the cops or something like that, and getting whatever.
You
So
didn't even drive until you were 22.
Yeah.
I meant like go to house parties and then get caught by the cops is what I meant. So, this is the first and only time I've ever been drunk, because whenever I start drinking, I get very hyper aware of myself because I don't like when I make a fool of myself. Like I I always make a fool of myself, but when I don't have any control over it and it just gets out of hand, like, I can stop myself if I'm sober and making a fool of myself, but when I'm drunk, it's just gonna get out of control. So I start to really, like, as soon as I feel buzzed, I kind of, like, stop. I shut down and I'm like, I'm gonna keep control of myself.
Yeah.
So this was, like, the only time I've ever been drunk. We were at my friend's apartment, and I didn't, it was him, his 4 roommates, and then a bunch of their friends, and then me and my friend. So there was like 8 or 9 guys and 2 girls. And we decided to play this game called Paranoid. And basically you're in a circle, and people will make us, so if I'm sitting next to, if Missy, Dave, Casey, and I are in a circle, I will whisper a statement to Missy about somebody in the group. Like, who do you think has had the most sexual partners? Who do you think, you know, anything like that. Something that's kind of, you know, dirty, promiscuous, you know, whatever. Or just anything that's embarrassing. So Missy will have to say the name of somebody in the group, in the circle, who she thinks fits the description of whatever statement I've made.
Slut?
Exactly. That's basically it. And she can say, like, Casey or Dave. And then, in order for you to find out what the person said, you would have to take a shot. So, you know, especially when you know, like, especially when you don't know people, you know, and so eventually you kind of get paranoid because you're like, oh, what's somebody saying about me, blah, 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 especially when you keep getting drunk. So, with, you know, only 2 girls and there being, like, 8, 9 guys.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like a promiscuous whisper down the lane.
Basically. But with 8 or 9 guys and 2 girls, you know, most of the time the statements are about the girls, right?
Yeah.
So, me and my friend, and I knew my limits at that point with shots. It's about 3, because I'm a lightweight. They kept making us do shots. They kept, you know, and so I kept taking shots. And once I hit my 3rd one, I said, I'm done. Like, I'm not doing it anymore. Well, my one friend who I was, like, really close with, he was like, he said my name. And I'm like, I'm gonna pass. And he goes, no, you have to do this one. I was like, no, I'm gonna hit my limit. And he kept saying, no, you have to do this, you have to do blah, blah, blah. So he said he would take half with me, which was a lie. He made me take it all. And I was good for about 5 seconds. And then I looked at my friend who's standing across from me, and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, nope. The room just started spinning. And I'm like, I need to sit down. So they sit me down, and my friend, who made me take the last shot, was sitting next to me, and I'm death gripping his arm because I feel like I'm gonna, because the room is spinning, so I'm about to fall over. But I'm not. But I am. So I've got his arm on a death grip. Like, I'm trying so hard, and I'm swaying because I think because the room's spinning, but the room's not actually spinning. So finally they take me outside, and they're like, the only way it's gonna stop is if you throw up. And I'm like, I don't like to throw up. I don't even feel like I have to throw up. And they're like, no, you need to throw up. Because I'm not, and my friend's like, I'm not taking you back to the dorm like this. You're not throwing up in the dorm room. You had to throw up here. So I threw up in the bushes, and then I was fine.
How can you just make yourself do that, though? Like, I can't imagine that. Like, you can put your finger down your throat.
No,
like,
I heave. I just heave until it comes up.
Seriously?
Dry heave until it comes up.
No.
Especially when you've had that many shots and have been drinking, like, all that before, too. It just comes up. So it just came up, and then I was fine. I mean, the room stopped spinning. I wasn't fine, but the sucky part was, luckily, I only had work, but I had work from 8 to 9, and I had to tutor students.
So I have a fun way for you to not only throw up but sober up.
Okay.
So it also kind of helps to mask the smell of booze on your breath if you eat anchovies right out of the tin.
No.
And then
nope.
But if you drink the juice with it.
Nope. That's disgusting.
Or you could just eat a spoonful of honey, because that almost made me throw up.
Or you could just
honey
heave until you throw up.
I love honey.
But
I don't like honey.
So I had to wake up at 7
sweet.
o'clock the next day and go to work. And luckily I was in a good mindset enough to be able to tutor students. But luckily I had nothing else to do, because as soon as I was done, I went home and fell back asleep. And I was like, I'm never doing this again, guys. Ever. It was awful. Oh my god, it was really bad. So first and only time I ever got drunk. I will never do that again.
I can hardly attend a family event without getting drunk.
Well, my family isn't as bad as your family.
Ooh, I got 3 now.
family time with Casey.
We can talk. We can
But
compare.
hey, at least I have one member that I can tolerate, that I like.
Lynn, that's you.
She knows.
In case
She's well
we
aware.
didn't know.
She's well aware.
And yet he still gets drunk with you.
But it's fun.
But that's
It's a
like
different
fun
good
drunk.
kind, yeah. All right, Dave, what's yours?
All right, I guess I'll start from the beginning, and then I'll just gradually build it up until.
That is how you tell a story.
Well, it's different. It's different. All right, so the first time I got air quotes drunk, I was
Air
over
quotes.
my. It wasn't really drunk. Now that I think about it,
Been there, done
Buzzed.
that.
it was buzz. I was about 2 shots in of Fireball in high school, and I was watching Drunk History.
Nice.
It was like a small party at my buddy's house. He ended up getting so far gone, he went out street
wasn't sure
I don't know.
something on
in Northeast Philly, so that's always fun.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But for most of the night, I was with my girlfriend that I have now, Abby, and she was sitting there, and I was in this deep conversation with my friend Brett for like 30 to 45 minutes about comic books, while also simultaneously talking to Abby about Drunk History.
Multitasking.
Yeah. That was the first time.
Nice.
Then the second time, more recently, I took a little bit of a hiatus. And you guys know about this one. I got drunk by myself in Abby's room off of Jim Beam, and I started talking about guinea pig sex.
Then you just start assaulting us with texts.
Individually. For some reason...
Yeah, you couldn't even do us the benefit, the fucking
Putting it in
decency
the group chat.
of the group chat.
I could have swore I was doing that.
No.
I could have swore.
Not unless he hit the button that turns it off, because on Androids, there's that button right above the text box.
There's a good possibility I could have turned that off.
Good job.
Or, like, sometimes if you guys send, like, a graphic, it'll load in your individual text message. I might have responded to that.
I like how you keep trying to make excuses other than the fact that you were just drunk.
You
Well, no,
fucking,
I mean,
you
like, I've
fucking
almost-
degenerate.
I've almost done it when I was sober.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I know what mistakes I could have made. Does it make it better? No.
Makes it entertaining.
It does.
Yeah.
I
That's
think it's
the important
hilarious. So that was a sad time because I was very upset about Max having sex with the other guinea pigs. Because his son ended up being a dick. He's a horrible guinea pig.
Oh my god.
You should eat
Are
them.
you talking about actual guinea pigs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
want to see pictures? I could show you pictures
Oh.
sometime.
I would
Yeah.
like to see the pictures. I
Okay.
just thought
you
you were
should
talking
single
about.
him out.
I thought you were talking about like cartoon guinea pigs.
No, they're real
No,
guinea
no
pigs that have
pigs.
had sex and given birth.
Your
You-
guinea pigs?
My girlfriend's guinea pigs.
Oh, okay.
You should single the dick guinea pig out,
He is.
fatten him up,
He's
No.
very fat.
and eat him.
We are
They're-
not
They're
eating.
not bred for eating.
The guinea pigs.
So
Not
they
here.
already don't taste good.
Well, to be fair, I don't think guinea pigs are usually bred for eating. From what I've seen, they're just kind of like
pests. Yeah, they're
picked
like the
up and
rats.
then cooked.
Yeah.
Casey's definitely gonna die before me because I'm gonna kill him to death.
Anyway, beyond guinea pig sex.
Beyond that.
Before that, I drank an entire, well, I'll say 3/4 of a bottle of wine to go talk to my father
Oh.
about business.
Goodness.
And we ended up agreeing on stuff. I don't remember much of it. And I apparently sounded very knowledgeable and knew what I was talking about from a business standpoint. So that's what my brother tells me. Him and my sister both filled me in on what happened. And then the next day I went to work with him alone. And that subsequently, I was not drunk because it was 8 o'clock in the morning and I was operating heavy machinery. And that was the last day I talked to my dad.
Nice.
So,
So fond memories.
oh yeah, it's great. I punched his truck and I told him to fuck off.
How
And
was
a
your
cop-
hand after that?
Oh, it was fine. His truck got a dent in it though.
Nice.
A cop broke us up because I was about to beat the living crap out of him.
Oh my god.
So, note to everyone: if you have the chance, and you don't have a great relationship with your parents, get shit faced and then talk to them.
I feel like if that were to be a thing, I would just like be like, "Mom, Dad, I'm gonna tell you all of my secrets
That's not.
from day one."
I don't know how true that is because with my last girlfriend, I was drunk a lot around her, and
You
yet
needed to be.
I somehow never spilled any beans.
Same here.
You know, Adrian?
How much hair is
I was trying to avoid names, but
Sorry.
Not Adrian?
Not Adrian.
That's not her
Stefan.
name? Stefani?
Yeah, but I feel guinea pig sex is way more fun than upsetting parental relationships. Parental. Perry.
The perineum.
Harry the
Perry
platypus.
the platypus.
Ooh, I did think of another first. The first time I got drunk with drag queens.
Oh my god, the first drag show I ever went to was fucking amazing.
It was a great time.
It really was.
We did that together.
We did.
That was
Yeah.
our first.
Was that our first outing?
Yes.
That was
No.
great. No?
No.
Well, like
Wasn't
big one.
big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was
outing.
before the
I love
aquarium.
you saying outing.
It was an outing.
It was.
No, you telling me that in the throes is a weird sentence. Saying an outing is like Mary Poppins style.
But it's
You
it's
like
that's
Mary
a good-
Poppins.
I do love
Outing
Mary
is an
Poppins.
odd word.
Okay,
It
well,
is
it was our
outing.
first adventure, and
Yeah.
it was great because I got up on stage and I was
You
dancing.
did.
I lost the competition that we were doing, but I
Yeah.
danced.
But
I had cake.
the first time I got drunk with drag queens is like a day of adventure. Because it was the day of my parents' wedding anniversary. They'd rented a fire hall, like a firehouse,
Mm.
like the hall area, and we were going to use that for the party and put the show on for the queens. So that means we had to set it up. Like,
Yeah.
so I'd eaten nothing that day except for what had just come out, Peeps flavored Oreos.
Yes, you told us
Aw.
the story.
It's a great story. I love this story. So that's all I had in the midst of setting up an entire buffet and drink line, etc., etc., and tables. And I had to help set up a DJ, which was an experience. So the night goes on. I work my way through an entire case of beer, about 20-something bottles.
Jesus.
I had a great time.
I'm sure.
I remember a good deal of it. I remember being dragged across the floor because I didn't want to go dancing.
That sounds like you.
It does kind of
Yeah.
A
sound like you.
little bit. And so Pop and Kramer came with us.
Ah.
We were getting pictures with the drag queens, and I stood in front of a drag queen and he said, "Do you really want to stand in front of me after all that friction?"
Wow. Oh my god.
I'm like, well, I'm here.
Okay.
So that's the first time I got drunk with drag queens.
Nice.
But then the next morning, I woke up to sheer horror.
Why?
Did I not tell you this?
I don't remember.
I told you this, and you're going to be mad because it's bringing up something you hate.
Pigs?
Why
Close. It
not?
does begin with a P. So I had a cup of coffee, and my morning routine kicks in. So I come upstairs, take a poop,
Oh.
and it's pink.
That's right. I do remember this.
And I'm hungover as shit, and I'm trying to figure out, am I dying?
It was like hot pink, right?
It was hot pink, and I'm like, oh wait, Oreos. Oh my god, Oreos. Oh, I'm not dying.
That's so
Maybe
funny.
just a little bit of diabetes and liver failure, but I'm not dying.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think
That was wonderful.
my favorite time when Maya got drunk was
Oh Jesus.
at my aunt's wedding.
Okay.
No, not the time. No.
Okay.
Because you didn't get to hear this story. So she had a lot to do. She wasn't as bad as she was down the shore.
That was funny though.
That was hilarious. But she wasn't as bad. So we were cleaning up, and there was an open bottle of champagne, and you can't put the cork back. So her bright drunken idea was, we don't want to waste the champagne. Grabs the bottle and starts trying to chug it, the whole bottle, and the bottle was almost full. And me, Joanna, and Janine are like, Maya, no! And so my dad had to walk over and take the bottle out of her hand.
Oh my
And I'm
god.
like, what? She's like, what? You don't want to waste good champagne? I'm like, no, but you don't also want to have alcohol poisoning.
Nah.
Oh God, she cracks me up when she
She's
gets
a-
drunk. It's like the greatest thing that's ever happened.
She becomes like a legit unit.
The baby talking. The baby
The
talking.
baby talking so
I
funny.
want to talk to you.
God.
While sitting on the floor.
Oh my God! And then she wanted to go on the balcony. I'm like, we're not going on the balcony. All
no.
I'm gonna see is your body falling.
Oh my god.
She sounds like fun.
She was.
She
She
is-
drunk with.
She's so interesting when she's drunk. It's like funny, but also I'm like, I feel like I'm taking care of a 6-year-old.
That's every
every drunk person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is literally
Yes,
drunk.
but
That was,
like,
it was like this one.
Oh, hi, Dom!
Oh snap!
I love you, Maya.
Yeah, I'll dance a lot when I'm drunk.
You were so funny. What's our last one? We got.
Reason why you get drunk is because of a mental break.
Oh, this one's heavy.
Or a mental fix.
Or a mental fix. A little bit of a lighter note.
I'm doing the lighter one.
Should we start dark and get happy?
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
always end on a happy note.
Which one's yours, dark or happy?
I don't remember.
I don't have a dog in this race because I'm not sharing my dark, and I yet to be happy. So I'll just comment on yours.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll go first then.
I'm just gonna make fun of yours.
Is yours dark or happy?
My-
Happy. So you can go
yours
out
is
with your dark.
happy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right.
Don't worry, miss. We'll get to yours. We'll make you happy.
No, I'm really fine. It's okay. But like for a little while, I had not been feeling too good, I guess is a way to put it. Before I knew that like that's called depression. So, I was in class and Dr. Mackenzie had us read Eliot.
This was recently. I thought it was.
No, this was like 2 years ago, at least. We read this together last semester or 2 semesters ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had read it before then too.
Oh,
Where it
okay,
really
yeah,
fucked me up.
you told me. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So the poem is the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock, and the first time I read it with all fucking poetry, I didn't understand it at all. And so then she starts explaining what it is, and Casey, you were in that class, yeah?
Yeah,
So-
that's the class I would run away
Can
from
you
you from.
explain it to? Or do you not want to explain it?
it's-
You don't want to. I just don't.
It's hard to explain.
It is. It's
just depressing.
It's just a mind fuck
Okay.
of this guy just feeling so sorry for himself and how the world is just shit, basically.
Okay.
So, and like there's no hope for anything, and like you should just kill yourself, essentially, is what I got out of it. So,
But poetry is interpretation.
well, this is true, but how Dr. Mackenzie was explaining it, and then how like I was arguing with her about it.
Yes, you would.
I really was, because I was like, this is shit. Why would anybody just write about this? And it really fucked me up. And then like a week goes by and I'm still messed up. And I email her and I'm like, this is awful and something happened and I'm not happy and this is your fault.
Is that what you said? Verbatim?
In a nicer way.
Probably.
In a nicer way. And then she tried to like cheer me up a little bit, and then like time goes by and she makes these comments to me and she's like, something's going on with you. Like you're different than how you were the first semester you were here. And I was like, I don't know. I just kind of shut down. And she kept asking me, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I didn't see it myself. And so then after the final time of listening to her saying something's going on with you, I was like, okay, let's think what's going on with me. And that was just when everything kind of like fell and everything just sucked. And I blame my realization of depression on that poem. So that I have such a connection with it that I am actually going to include it in my unit plan for modernism for 12th graders.
It's a solid piece of literature.
It is.
It's pretty important if it kind of affected you in such a way like that. And it's
Well,
still
right.
being taught.
Yeah. And I'm not, I hate it, but I also love it because it made such an impact, but I don't like the impact it made. And I'm also realizing that people who listen to this podcast, if any one of them like knows me personally, probably doesn't know that like I have depression. So that's fun. But yeah, so that was interesting, but I got over it. I got over the poem, not the mental illness. I still have that, but the poem. So that was my like horrible mental break into reality.
It's also important to note that if anybody out there is suffering or feels like they're upset or think they might have depression or anxiety, there's people out there that will listen. There's always somebody.
If there's not friends or family, you could always text in to 741-741. It's a crisis text line. They're
Yep.
very helpful.
Just know that you're not alone, and there's always somebody to talk to about things.
Or you could
Yeah.
always give 1-800-273-TALK a call as well. There's always someone that'll listen.
Not me, though.
That's a lie. 'Cause Casey listened to me a lot of my bitching and depressing things to say.
Casey doesn't run the email address, so you could always email us too. I'll answer.
Yeah, we all really like to help people, and
And we're also have all experienced something or other dealing with mental illness, so like,
and we don't like to, have people suffer and be upset and
suffer alone at least.
Yeah, it's horrible. We know what it's like. So
It taints the meat.
I
Sure.
forget what his name is. One of the creators of Rick and Morty, the larger guy, I think.
Oh, Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He posted on Twitter about a year ago, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Like an entire thing about depression and anxiety and stuff like that. And the one thing that really stood out to me was just get it out there, write it, tell someone. It doesn't matter, because once you put it on paper or once you tell someone about it, it becomes real.
Yeah.
And that's the important part, because it's hard to fight something that's in your head. It's easier to fight something that's real, even
I
if
like
it's
that.
terrifying.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that's
Is
good.
that your happy moment, Dave? Or
No, but I guess
That's a good moment, though.
that's a
I
good
mean,
moment,
yeah.
though, Dave.
yeah. The magician's kind of brought me to that realization as well.
Nice.
Okay.
So
So
yeah.
then, what is your
Happy moment.
happy moment. I want
Yeah.
to say that to last.
Oh, okay. So
So
Dom,
you
you're
can-
next.
you
Oh, I'm happy too.
Oh,
So,
happy.
I mean, no, I'm not happy, but I have a happy moment too. So, when I was 17 was like the worst of my depression. It was like bad to the point where I couldn't really be alone, and I shouldn't be alone. And it was just one of those things where it was weird. Like I knew that there was something wrong, and I knew that there was like it felt like there was an empty hole, but also you didn't really notice the hole. Like it got to a point where I didn't even notice that the hole was there, but there was. And Tangled had just come out. And so we went, all of my friends and my now ex, my first boyfriend, we went to see it. And it was cute and it was going well, but when you're 17, you're making out in the movies as well. So, like, I was
Yeah.
watching it, but then I wasn't watching it. Dave knows. Dave knows. So, like, I was watching it, but then I wasn't watching it. But then, they start doing the At Last I See the Light. And when she's sitting on the boat and she sees the light come out, and all of a sudden they just turn the screen around, and there's just it felt like the room kind of just everything stopped. Like I didn't even know that like the song was still going on, just the light that was surrounding the screen. Like it just made the whole theater bright. And I like pushed my boyfriend off me. I'm like, no, don't touch me. I need to experience
I
this.
need to watch this.
And it just I felt that hole that I had been ignoring kind of clear up for even just those couple minutes. Like, it just was gone, and it just felt so happy. Like, it was just first time in a while that I felt, like, happy, and I felt, good, and it just, the light kind of, like, brought me there, and, like, it was, like, one of those, okay, I need to fix something. And it was, on my journey to getting better. And, like, now, like, I just kind of surround myself with lanterns. Everybody buys me lanterns. I'm getting a lantern tattoo. Like, lanterns. Like, I just love light in the darkness because I just think it makes everything so much brighter. Like, fairy lights and things like that. Like, I'm very, prone to have, like, anything that has lanterns because it just makes me feel amazing. Like, I'm trying to go do, like, a whole world tour of Lantern Fest.
It's like whimsical.
It's whimsical, and it just makes you feel so, like almost like you're in another world, like a fantasy world. Like, and it's just so gorgeous. And all it is these candle lights in a dark place, and but the way that it makes it bright, it's not like a lamp. It's like, it's just great. It just makes, and the contrast, I think, is my favorite part, where you got that light that comes out of, like, the purple and the yellow, but then it's the black, of the sky, and it just brings everything, just makes you so
It's very
warm
simplistic,
inside.
too.
Yeah. You don't think it's like, like waterfalls and all those other things that are gorgeous. I think those are the most gorgeous thing in the world. Just to sit there and feel that, and, it just makes you feel warm inside.
Yeah.
So that was like, that helped me definitely on my, like, you need to get better journey. Like, you need, like, kind of a realization, like, if you feel like this after that long, then there's something wrong. You need to fix this.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Disney's good like that.
Oh, I know.
Disney-
God bless Disney, Casey.
Everyone.
They call bullshit artist.
Well.
I call go away.
It's my house.
And you can still
Valid
you can
point.
still leave.
Get out.
We don't
Your
want you to
mom
leave.
has. It's actually your mom and dad's house.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay.
They'll die soon.
Let's talk about Dave's happy mental moment.
Mine is very recent.
Okay.
And kind of topical in a weird way, other than the fact that we're talking about it. But in last December, it was kind of like I was realizing how bad I was never actually diagnosed with it or anything like that. Like it
I
was kind of like a
High five, Dave. You and me. Diagnosing ourselves.
All right.
the internet.
WebMD.
Yep. Anyway, but I went on a 2-weekend drinking binge of just pure alcohol, starting with a wedding and ending with me just drinking.
Yeah, I
None of it I
I
remember.
remember that too. That's when you texted in the group chat. That was funny.
That was the second time I did that.
Yeah.
I know.
Number 2. But yeah, it wasn't as bad as the guinea pigs having sex or anything
Joe
like that.
texted me during that as well. I think
Did I?
separately. I think you. I don't know if you.
You're
I,
asking him for clarification?
I don't remember. Anyway,
Are you sure you weren't drunk as well?
Well,
probably was.
Fair enough.
Can't remember.
But yeah, and Christmas isn't easy. Holidays usually aren't easy, especially coming from a split up family and all that jazz, and it makes it a little bit more difficult.
yeah.
Especially when you feel like you should be talking to your other parent, but you really don't want to, and there's that weird void. But then Casey randomly texted me one day and was just like, "Yo, podcast." I was like, "Sure, let's do this thing," because I've been wanting to create shit forever. And I don't know, like it was on Christmas Eve when we posted that first episode. I don't know, it was something very weird. Like it was like a switch in my head. Now I felt like now I got something to do, something to live for. Like finally, I'm like pursuing something that I'm passionate about, and it's complicated. Some things. Like now I'm very unsure about being a teacher and whether or not I even want to pursue that anymore, which is why I've been putting it off so much.
I
I mean,
was
it's
gonna
good
ask
to-
about it actually.
It's good to know what you want to do. So.
And you can always change your mind.
That's
know
what
how
I
hard
think
that
is
is.
happening now.
Yeah.
And go in, you could go into like recording,
Oh
like,
yeah, I know.
sound stuff,
I've
like
done a lot of research.
sound
Yeah.
engineering.
So
It's
if that's what makes you happy, then that's what you should do. Because, I mean, teaching is extremely intimidating. Dom and I can tell you.
Oh yeah, I know.
And it just feels like there's so much.
There's so much. Ah, there's
It's
so
But
much.
ridiculous.
nobody else does it.
Exactly.
You know,
And
we're
it's-
being taught to do it, but then we don't do it. And like it's just
In like the real world.
in the real world.
You have to be a little louder,
Yeah,
Dom.
a little bit.
Stop mumbling.
Yeah.
Mumbles.
The one that we
Sorry.
thought we would have a problem with speaking too loud is now speaking too low.
Well, I am very happy that the podcast had a lot to do with you like feeling better
Yeah.
and
That's
getting
actually
better.
really cute.
It's interesting.
Aw.
It is.
I didn't think it would have this kind of
We're
effect,
hugging
but
now.
it totally did.
You're welcome, Dave.
Thank you, Casey, for giving me that extra push to do
And,
what I.
and you're welcome for the $5 I invested in the microphone.
Oh, me too for the $5 I invested in the microphone. 'Cause apparently you and I are the only ones who invested $5.
I don't just
in the
look like
microphone.
Jesus. I save like him too.
I invested $10.
Do that.
Why?
You can't compare yourself to Jesus
You
like
really can't compare
You
yourself to
can't.
Jesus.
Dumb.
I'm probably cooler.
I
that.
invested
Where's the
$10
wood on your hands?
and an iPad.
I'm so proud of you, Dave.
There's wood elsewhere.
Oh my god! Oh,
Purple Haze, Jesus saves. On that
I'm
note,
not giving
let's,
up cursing for you. I just want you to know that I'm not.
Okay.
Let's
Or iced tea, or being on my phone so much.
Looking at manatee songs.
Why would you give up iced tea?
Because I drink it too much.
there's
Oh.
sugar in
I'm
there.
trying to drink it less.
I thought it was so weird. You're giving up the wrapper, but all right.
I'm only drinking
The
a glass a
celestial
day.
being.
I'm only allowed.
Like, I'm not watching Law and Order during Lent.
Why would I not know? I need that for my sanity. I should give up Criminal Minds for my mother's sanity, but I won't.
You should start watching better TV.
I still love.
You should start watching better
You
TV.
should
I
watch
watch
better
great
movies.
TV. I watch great TV
You
and great
should.
movies.
No.
Hashtag tropical cocktails.
Okay, just
No.
wait till we get to
PewDiePie.
just.
Ugh.
Just
Hold on,
wait till
time
we
out.
No,
get
I know,
to.
I know.
Hold
Just
on.
wait till we get to unpopular opinions. Then you will all see how unpopular all of his opinions are.
Okay, hold on. PewDiePie endorses Neil Breen. I'll leave it at that.
Ooh.
I did an
That's-
entire
but like-
episode on
But
it.
like, that's not a good thing.
You have to
80
put
million
Neil Breen
people.
in your unpopular opinions.
PewDiePie is fucking garbage.
He is garbage, but 80 million people
Guys,
watch him.
guys,
Guess
this
who
is the
just
wrong-
gained 80 million viewers?
Neil Breen is fantastic.
And now he's gonna be mainstream because PewDiePie mentioned it. How
We
do you
have
feel
to-
about that?
But
This
that's
is
I don't want him to become mainstream.
This is not
Tommy
conversation.
Wiseau.
See,
Became
this is how
mainstream.
we get off topic. It's not me and Dom. It's these two.
It's really not us.
Tommy
boys.
Wiseau went mainstream and he stopped being
Hey.
fun.
I just
feel like
gained
we need,
3
like, a
more
whistle.
hashtags.
He was supposed to have a bell.
I
and
have
he
a
never got
bell.
the
My bell's right there.
Where's the bell?
Don't touch my bell.
I'm touching the bell.
Get off my bell.
Okay, on that note,
God.
Get off my bell.
Jesus.
Don't break my
I'm
couch.
afraid to sit here.
It's okay.
Good
On that
God.
We're
Let's-
going
let's,
to end it before Casey starts talking about unpopular opinions in the wrong podcast recording.
Jesus.
That's going to be a fun one, though. I
Hey.
talk about geese.
so thank you guys for watching.
Well,
Well,
We're not
watching,
doing that
listening.
coming out.
Follow us on.
Manatee, manatee, manatee. You were the
Give us
one
a
for
li-
me, one for me, one for me.
Now I don't
Jesus
want. Now I don't want it because they're
Christ.
singing VeggieTales.
VeggieTales is fantastic. Especially
Ever
the
happened to
cheeseburger
your
song.
life? Oh my
Cheeseburger.
You don't
please
even eat
be
cheeseburgers. You don't get to sing that.
angry. Yes, I do.
She does.
I am so
We could talk about how
hungry.
VeggieTales sucks on our unpopular opinion
How do you
episode.
eat
There we go.
cheeseburgers? You love cows.
Huh?
How do you eat cheeseburgers?
I don't.
She just said you did.
No, I don't.
You just said you did.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I said I did as to like.
Thank you
I
everyone
would
for
still
listening
sing
to the
about
Struggle City podcast. Give us a listen, pretty much anywhere.
Give me
Spotify.
back that microphone, Dave.
No, y'all are talking.
Give it back.
YouTube, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I'll link everything down below. You can follow our hashtag Struggle City. I've taken over it now. It used to be for working out, but no longer.
We've manifest destiny that shit.
It is ours now. All right. Thank you, everyone. Fuck off.